Tim, you ever been robbed?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I was on the street and got caught slipping, and folks took my phone and my wallet. And it's one of those things that, you know, they had what maybe looked like a gun, but the difference here is people just want what they want. Once you give them what they ask for, they're going to leave you alone. And I'm walking with my phone in my hand, and I don't know if someone saw me walking or it just was set up, but had one guy walking from one direction, the other guys came up on the motor in the other direction.
Like I said, the politeness and kindness and hot girls,
yes,
you have that here. Well, you don't have a safety, security, and peace of mind.
Yes.
You know, I love in Thailand when I make a vlog, I can go out so freely and make my vlog. And I have equipment, I have a drone, I have iPhones, I have other cameras.
Yes.
I never have to worry about a single thing. When I'm in Bogota and Medellin and I'm trying to do that, I'm paranoid.
But there is another thing you have to speak about it. All have a grandma.
Oh, so yeah, that wasn't, okay, listen, that wasn't, I knew I wouldn't try to make one of them my girlfriend. So if I was talking to a girl that I had met, and within the first hour, she tells me she has a sick grandmother.
Grandma.
I knew that wasn't going to be a girlfriend. That was just going to be, you know, little.
Yeah.
What else is something that you wish you would have known before moving to Medellin?
Oh, goodness. To me, it's just a matter of understanding everything from how money works. Understanding that, meaning, understanding that the rate of exchange. Understanding that prices in the States and prices in Colombia, they're not the same. A lot of times Americans come here and we go, oh wow, this is this much in the States, and so we often overpay for things.
And it depends on the thing. Like I see you have Don Julio in your bar.
Oh yeah.
Alcohol can be 3x.
Alcohol can be 3x here. People understand that with Americans, so they often give us a higher price. And we end
the
up...
Gringo price.
Exactly.
The Gringo Tax.
Yes.
Taste meal.
Yep, $3. $16,000 pesos.
Oh, 16,000
pesos. $3.
$4.
Yes, $4. But
$4 to fix the...
to fix.
Y el precio para paisas. Yeah, there's always a Gringo price and a paisa price. I want the paisa price. How much?
Yes, he says.
¿Cuánto? She's hiding her face. She said, oh shit, you got us. I want the, hey Dre, you tell him, I want the paisa price. Porque 16 es un poco costoso. ¿Sí o no?
Muchas gracias.
You know, one cloud of fear that I have here, not fear, but it's caution.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm being hunted. Yeah. Almost at all hours of the day, I'm always like, should I pull my phone out? Should I not?
Yeah.
Should I pull out this camera to do a vlog or what?
One thing I found, especially with phones, because I've had it happen to a friend of mine, was out on the phone not too far from here. On the phone, and guys came by on a moto, grabbed the phone and kept going. So that happens a lot.
Andres is going to be our guide today in regard to Medellin culture. We're going to talk about everything from women to dating to doing business here to, I don't know, I think there's things that I wish I would have known before moving here. And I think you'll find, for those of you watching, it quite insightful to hear from a local. Trey, it's good to see you, man.
It's good to see you, Philippe.
So,
welcome back, man.
Thanks,
we
man.
meet you a lot here.
And you know, Andres is 48. He looks 30. Yeah, I wish I had your hair and your skin.
I will show you my tricks. I have my tricks here.
All your tricks?
So, yeah, I have it. So, it's per day. This is...
What is it?
This is one of my secrets for the skin.
For the skin?
I'm 48.
Is that why you look so young?
Yeah, it is. I'm 48.
Oh, it's like your esthetician. Uñas, maquillaje, makeup, nails, and skin.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so this is where you come from.
Yeah, this is my little secret.
Mucho gusto, Juliana.
Juliana, mucho gusto.
Hola.
Hola.
¿Cómo está? We're making a video, a vlog, about things I wish I would have known before I moved to Medellin. But I have a feeling we're going to help others watching because it's things they should know before they move to Medellin. ¿Qué consejo puede decir a los gringos que lleguen para tener una novia paisa?
Una novia. Bueno, muy atentos.
Be attentive.
Mucha presencialidad. O sea, las
Be
paisas.
presented nicely.
Sí, como
Dress
cercanos, que estemos mucho tiempo juntos, que tengamos planes, que empecemos por cositas como más simples y después eso se va a ir como escalando para algo más especial. Pero sí que sean como muy románticos y muy cercanos. Porque a veces los gringos son muy
Forward.
no sé, como muy fríos, muy
Oh,
distantes.
blunt.
Y pues a mí por lo menos me encanta una persona que esté presente.
Juliana's
Eso
saying
es
a
lo
lot
que
of
más me
guys, a lot of
gusta.
foreigners show up and they're really blunt and forward, and it's just too much, maybe a little bit overwhelming for not having enough romantic versions.
Es muy importante para mí que sean muy románticos y muy presentes y muy
Juliana-
detallistas. Y caballerosos, que abran la puerta
Gentlemen.
y corran la silla, exactamente.
Okay. What about, antes tenía un novio gringo?
Yo no.
The other side, otro lado. ¿Qué son unas cosas de los paisas, hombres, que son un poco...
Ok, eso me gusta muy, eso es algo que
We're
los
trying to be
gringos
balanced.
sí tienen y me gusta y es que son más comprometidos. Aquí en Medellín, sobre todo, yo no sé el resto de Colombia, pero acá hay mujeres demasiado bellas y los hombres como que tienen mucha oferta de mujeres y es difícil que se comprometan con una sola. Entonces son como salgo aquí y no se enfocan en una sola, sino que distribuyen su energía y yo creo que eso es lo que los retrasa a ellos para de pronto encontrar realmente una pareja chévere. Y los gringos sí son muy decididos, son como quiero tener ya una relación contigo, dime si quieres o no. Bueno, es otra cosa, el gringo es muy directo.
You
El
translate.
paisa es como más, como por los laditos, como mirando, como tanteando el terreno. El gringo sí es quiero esto, quiero lo otro. El paisa no.
More convenient because the gringo they really want to spend the time with just one girl. They love it one girl
Oh,
and
got
they
it.
commit it. And the paisa no, is
The hombres.
they have a lot
¡Qué
of
perros!
flowers.
Perros.
¡Qué perros! ¿Sí o no?
So,
Exactamente.
Paisas, you guys are dogs. No, I think gringos can be too, but I think a lot of gringos that show up in Medellin want to fall in love. But I think there's a lot of guys that come here looking for a wife or a
Y yo
girlfriend.
veo mucho que los gringos vienen buscando esposas paisas.
yes.
Yeah, of course.
Entonces, pues, sí, eso le falta al paisa.
por-
Querer las cosas acá.
Felipe, before we speak about dating,
Yeah.
I know you have some experience here with paisas. You have a lot of girlfriends here. Let me know what about your experience
So,
here.
in full transparency, I came here like a lot of you guys, thinking that the women were going to be beautiful and blah, 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 right? Whatever you want to call blah, blah, blah. And my first trip here was in 2009. I fell in love, I think, on my second night. I was in Sabaneta, met a girlfriend. I took her back to Arizona.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
How you met her?
And she was beautiful, but it just didn't work. It was a learning experience. But then I wasn't ready to give up. I came back down, and I did date more paisas, you know, Andres? But there's a few things I found they all had in common. Like I said earlier, none of them knew the word empathy.
Yes.
They didn't know how to put the shoe on the other foot. Like, that makes it really difficult to have a relationship. Two, they were never on time.
They never on time.
But what I found was, how do you make them on time? You pay them. There was one more thing. It's what's common with all the girlfriends. None of them knew how to apologize.
Oh.
You know, whenever we're in a relationship, I'm happy to apologize. It's part of being in a relationship. But no one, the pride was so big, they can never apologize for anything.
But what happened here, you never have the reason, Philippe. You never have the reason. There is no money. If you're doing good, you're doing bad, you don't have the reason.
For
Because they always had the reason. The girls in Medellin, they always
right. You're saying
they don't
they're
not go-
always right.
They're always right.
even if they're wrong, they're right.
Yes, and they don't go into apologize.
Yeah,
So you have to understand that.
Yeah, so hey, Drake, we've got to make sure we don't get hit by a car.
Yeah, watch
I have
out
a
there.
question for you,
Yes.
okay? Make sure we can cross okay here.
Oh, we made it. We made it.
We made it. I always
we
feel
made it.
like you win a lottery when you can cross the street without getting honked at or hit.
There is just happening here. The people doesn't going to stop till you through,
I know.
till you go through.
I know.
In other part of the
It's a
board,
little
the people.
frustrating,
Yeah. And,
but it is what it is.
Yeah, the people stop the car and let you go to your side, but
Dre, so I just gave you something I learned, right? And that is, you know, I laugh about it now. How many times, you know, in a dating scenario or trying to date scenario, you know, the Western dating cultures doesn't work here. That whole idea of meeting someone online, and that we, in the US, we agree on one thing. We respect each other's time. Whether it's business and relationships, people show up on time. That doesn't happen here. So what I learned was, if it becomes transactional, they show up on time. He said first visit 5 years ago. Now 3 years. The bar's been open how long?
A year, July.
Okay, what would you have done differently? Knowing now what maybe you could have known then.
Yeah, well, what I would have done differently as far as on the business side of it. The biggest thing the major thing I would have done on the business end is understand that using lawyers and accountants in Colombia doesn't work the same way in the States. Understanding the way that you deal with employees here, very different than in the States. Understanding the Colombian taxes. So from a business, because I have people up now come and say, hey, what business should I do? And I say, tell you what, before you come in and do any business, understand the way taxes work, the way employees work, the way contracts work. Understand that first. And then if you're going to do business here, and depending on your economy being here, realizing that you're going to make pesos, you're not going to make dollars. I mean, honestly, to me, the ultimate business, if you can have a business contract from the States where you can make dollars and you can hire people here and pay them in pesos. Now, if you can do that,
or just to have your business 100% in the U.S.
Exactly,
and make all dollars.
Yeah, so if you can do anything where you make dollars and you live on pesos, that's perfect.
Like you, Philippe, 10 years ago, you came here to try and really hard with good ideas, business ideas, with the money and everything to try to do business 10 years ago, and nothing happened. And the day before you leave, the Colombiano write an article about you.
Yeah, we should probably talk about that for a minute. You're right. I came here, and I'll say I was so naive back then. I wish I would have known then what I know now about business and everything else. And what happened back then in 2013, Medellin did a big campaign, if you remember.
Yes.
About being a city of innovation, and they were trying to attract foreigners and digital nomads, and they opened a center called Ruta N, that big orange building.
Yeah, I know.
And they had Hewlett-Packard in there. And what happened is a lot of foreigners, I will call them even higher value foreigners, showed up here thinking that they were going to be supporting this ecosystem of working remote in a city of innovation. And you talked about El Colombiano.
Yeah, because that's the most important newspaper here in
so
Colombia.
they did a rebuttal to my article. I'll put links to both. And at the end of all that, the article and everything, we talked about doing business here. I say it's delusional, and I look at one indicator. The one indicator is contract enforcement. Colombia ranks last in the world. So if you sign a piece of paper, it doesn't mean anything. The contract enforcement is how long does it take to have an outcome to a contract. In Colombia, it's an average of 4 years.
Okay.
And they say during that 4 years, you're going to spend half of the money, whatever's owed you, trying to collect. So if it's $100,000, you're going to spend 50. If it's $1 million, you're going to spend 500,000. And then chances are it's going to drag on so long, you give up. So I think for me now, when I look at places to do business, the number one thing I look for is contract enforcement.
Tim, you ever been robbed?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I was on the street and got caught slipping, and folks took my phone and my wallet. And it's one of those things that, you know, they had what maybe looked like a gun, but the difference here is people just want what they want. Once you give them what they ask for, they're going to leave you alone.
What time of day?
It was early morning.
And how did it go down?
I was walking, actually going. I normally do like one of my workouts. I walk to the Parc de Berlin, and the interesting part, I don't even normally have my wallet. That day, I just happened to have my wallet on me, and I'm walking with my phone in my hand. And I don't know if someone saw me walking or it just was set up, but had one guy walking from one direction, the other guys came up on the motor in the other direction, and kind
They're
of
probably on radio, you know, or communicating.
Yeah.
You know, one cloud of fear that I have here, not fear, but it's caution.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm being hunted. Almost at all hours of the day, I'm always like, should I pull my phone out? Should I not?
Yeah.
Should I pull out this camera to do a vlog or what?
One thing I found, especially with phones, because I've had it happen to a friend of mine, was out on the phone not too far from here. On the phone, and guys came by on a moto, grabbed the phone, and kept going. So that happens a lot. And so people...
Now, it happens in London, too.
Yeah.
But it's part of the fabric of the culture here.
Yeah, because one thing people realize that a lot of foreigners, we walk around and we're carefree and blah, 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 and we become a target of opportunity.
Now, my base in Thailand, I don't worry about it.
Right.
Ever.
That's what I hear, yeah.
Or Japan.
Yeah.
Because it is Buddhism.
Yeah.
And it's just a different soul.
Yeah. Whereas here,
They just ask for forgiveness. Today, Sunday, they go ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
I stole 8 phones last week, Father.
Yeah.
Can I have forgiveness?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, go do it again.
Exactly.
Right?
Well, and it's almost like people here feel like it's a victimless crime. It's almost like, well, they're Americans, they can get
Yeah,
another phone.
let's give them a tourist tax.
Yeah, they get another phone. So they take, and the one thing, the worst part about it, if you call the cops, it's like, okay, it's almost like, did they hurt you? You're fine. Okay, well,
They don't do anything.
You get another phone. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
there's no enforcement. They don't. The cops get paid so little, they don't care.
no.
Tim, just on this note, because
Yeah.
I think it's something that can't be overlooked.
Yeah.
It's one reason I do choose Thailand because of safety, security, and peace.
Yeah.
It's just the true degree of danger here.
Yeah.
Not only in regard to phone or being robbed, Scopolamine.
Scopolamine
And
is.
you've been here long enough to hear the stories.
Oh yeah, I know a lot of stories. As a matter of fact, most of the stories are with guys. They'll meet a girl, and she's like, "Oh yeah, let's go have a great time." And most guys say, "Oh wow, she's really cool." And then, "Hey, let's toast. We're having a good time." And you're thinking, "Okay, we're gonna have a good toast." And what's happened is you get a couple of them of toast in you. Next thing you know, I'll make the next one. And they put something in there. You're waking up the next day, and your stuff is gone. And that happens. I had one guy that's been here, came through the skybox one morning. I was like, "Man, I haven't seen you in a while." He's like, "Yeah, what happened? He went to a club, and he was leaving late." He said, "All I know, I went to go pay my bill. Next thing you know, I woke up next morning in a park."
It's real.
Yeah.
You know, that's a footnote that you come to a place like Skybox, right? Your
Yeah.
place. You go to a place you can trust.
Yeah.
Because it's happened too where the bars will be in on it,
Yeah.
on Setenta.
Yeah.
So the girl will bring a guy there,
Yeah.
and it's all part of the same network.
I even tell guys here, if you ever get in trouble, take a cab, come to the skybox.
That's right.
I'll take care of the cab.
That's right.
Make sure you're good. You know, because my point, I do want the skybox to be that place where Americans come or foreigners come, and you always have that place to sanctuary.
On
Yeah.
that note, for those watching,
Yeah.
I'll put all your info in the description of this video.
Okay.
And if you are in the area in Medellin, stop in because there's nothing better than to know someone or talk to somebody
Yeah.
who already has navigated the lay of the land and been through the rough edges.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh,
at
yeah.
this point, I'm going to cut back over to my walk with Andres.
All right. Cool.
Explain no das papaya. Explain.
Oh.
See, the translation, translate it.
Don't give up papaya.
Okay. But what it is, let's break that down for everyone watching. It's victim blaming. That's another reason that I would never want to live here again. I don't like a culture that blames the victim. And that is what you just said.
You have a point there.
It's the fabric of the culture that blames the victim.
Yes, you have a point there. Don't give papaya.
So if you get robbed, raped, or killed, people locally are going to say, don't give the papaya. They blame you.
Your papaya.
Now that's fucked
Your
up.
papaya. Yeah, you got a point there. I'm with
You know,
you.
this
I'm
is
agree
a
with
fabric of the city, you know? And people say, it's just common. It's your fault. You left your laptop, you went to the bathroom, someone stole it, don't give the papaya.
you. Yes. Yes.
Rather than saying, you know, this is really screwed up. There's something wrong.
Yeah, I think it's something cultural. We have to work on it, but it has to be one moment when donkey papaya is not going to be part of our culture.
Man, I just don't see it changing, Dre. You know, I think there are some changes even since 10 years ago, you know. But I think there's certain things in the fabric of the culture that I don't see how would you change that?
With education, Philip, right now the people is more educated. The people are looking for information on
Maybe
the
the young
website.
generation?
Yeah, if you see, there is libraries around the neighborhood, and the people go there to grab a book and
Yeah, I know
drink
you.
coffee. And,
Even you go next door here, I
Yes.
saw you go in there and you look for your books.
and you know what?
You're constantly learning.
Yes, the people
Open
here,
mind.
they love to learn it. There is in Colombia, there is 4 million entrepreneur, okay? And the 4 million entrepreneur, the 350,000 made companies already. So,
So I agree with you. There is an entrepreneurial spirit. And I actually call the guy selling hot dogs an entrepreneur. Okay, he's resourceful.
Yes.
The woman selling fruit is an entrepreneur. I actually think that's some of the most special people. They don't have much, but they have enough. And Dre, on this note, and talking about changes in the young generation, I'm being very open about things I think that I don't know how you're going to change it. I'm going to bring up another one.
Education and bring them books, education, platform to learn, bringing opportunity. Today the government is working on that.
Okay, before we take a walk, we're going to get more interesting on this topic.
Okay.
We're going to talk about dating and women. No one better to hear from than a local paisa who's 48, but he looks 30.
It's 48.
You know? Okay, but before we do that, because what sets the tone when we talk about dating, we need to discuss one more key item that's in the fabric of this culture, estrato. So let's break this down. Estrato. Number one, you describe it, and then I'll kind of give my input.
Estrato. Let me find the correct words because
It's hard.
Well, it's hard. When we speak about strato, is a culture from the neighborhood, because all depend with your neighborhood. Sometimes you don't mix strato 1, they don't want to mix it with strato 5 and 6, right? Because they don't have too much thing in common, like about job, about education, about some things. They don't mix it up. It don't have to be like that, but they don't mix it up. So if you're going to find a friend or a woman for you, or a friend for you, you have to find it in your places when you feel comfortable, right? You don't go to the other neighborhoods to try to have a relationship.
Yeah, so what Andres is talking about, I'll flash a map of Medellin, the city, up on the screen right now, and you can see it's also has a map of stratos, okay? And if you look at the map, you can see like strato 6, the highest strato is in Poblado, and if you look around the hills, usually up in the hills, Santo Domingo and those type of neighborhoods are all strato 1, the lowest strato, and they're up in the hills. Why are we talking about this? Because it becomes really relevant when we start talking about the next topic, which is girls and dating. But the intentions of strato, it's delicate, because as someone who studied it a little bit deeper than just what they tell you, which is it's how we define the electrical rate.
Yes,
so
of
basically,
course.
if you're in strato 1, you almost get your electricity for free by APM. If you're in strato 6, you pay a premium. But if you unpack that, it starts to be used socially. Is what you described as a social divider.
Yes.
So strato 1's not supposed to mix with strato 6. And there was a time when strato 1 would never come down to Parcayetas.
And we can go there, Philip, because
It's almost like a territory.
Yes, it's territorial. We don't know the neighborhood. We don't know what we're going to find there, because there is a beautiful people, special people. But if you go there, they don't know you. They're going to stop you. And hey, what are you going to
even
see?
stop you?
Yeah, they stop you.
You bring up a good point. You just said strato 1, beautiful people.
Oh, it is. It is happy.
But they also have beautiful women.
Oh, it is.
This is a perfect transition. Before we get into the topic of dating, just one final thought on strato. It's a caste system, period. Caste as in C-A-S-T-E.
Yes.
Just like India. But it's masked by the word estrato and the electric bill. But if you really unfold it and look at what it is, it's a caste system. You know, and you talk about teaching and changing a society and a culture. No dar papaya is a bad thing, victim blaming, but so is a caste system. You know, I used to go out with a friend and his girlfriend, and they're no longer together. She's a Colombian girl. She used to point at girls, I'd say, Anna Maria, what strato is she? She'd look at her, strato 2. How do you know? You know, because the strato 2 girl would be there with an old farong, some old white guy.
I know what you say.
She'd say, the reason I know is because the way she did her surgery, she couldn't afford a good surgeon. So Dre, you're telling me, like I go to the gym, I go to Bodytech, there's obviously a lot of women there. They're absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. They're not working a job. Their investment is in their physique and their look.
Okay.
Where are they getting their money?
Maybe they are working hard.
Working what?
Hard.
Hard?
Yeah.
No, I mean, they don't have a job.
Yes, you know what I mean. You have to read between the lines.
Well, no, I know that there's a guy paying for it, right?
Yeah, maybe they have a support guy, they have a sugar daddy, maybe they
So
have
pause for a minute. Just give us, before, this prepago topic. How do Colombians as a culture, how do you as a Colombian guy, some people you know, or what you know about prepagos?
It's ever exists, Philip. It's not here in Colombia. In every place you go, there is prepagos everywhere. But here in Colombia, it's really popular because there is a good way to make money.
Okay, so let's ask a deeper question about this topic. Why do you think Medellin is probably ranked as the #1 place in the world for sexual tourism?
Philip, I think it's opportunity thing. And the people from estrato 1, 2, 3, they find a way to get out selling sex because they have opportunity there to get the things they never going to have working 8 hours, 10 hours a day.
You bring up the word strato. That's why we talked about it earlier, because it plays into this conversation. I was at the mall yesterday.
Yep.
And there was a strato 2 young girl with an old fat gringo. It was sad to see, but he was dumb enough not to know how stupid it looked. So I'll put the video. You can see the clip there. The fact that he would try to take her to Oviedo and think it's normal, and he was barely walking. He was an old man.
Felipe, maybe it's a business because the people are looking for love, and they're selling love. This is a perfect match. Buying love, selling love.
How?
I don't know.
What is,
how it
I think
works,
one thing too that foreigners like about coming to Medellin, the whole sex part of it is relaxed compared to America. America, there's a lot of uptightness and tension. I think here it's a passionate, it's a very seductive place. Now, Bogota's not this way, not like here.
What happened here, the girls, they really enjoy the body, the culture, the perfume, looking good always. So this is more attractive for the foreign guys, and not just for the foreign, for everyone, because everyone loves the beauty in the woman. What do you think? It's really important for me to know too what the people from outside come, and when she finds the Colombian girl, what they think, because for me, the Colombian girls...
The beauty was, so I think if you talk to guys who come down here to Medellin and why they love coming down here, there is a relaxed culture with sex. In America, it's pretty uptight. The other thing is the estrato conversation. A lot of these guys that come down here, you brought it up earlier, sometimes you go to estrato 2 and the people are beautiful. In America, we're not used to that. If you come from a lower economic level, usually, you reflect it also in your look a lot of times. But hey, rich people are ugly too. But here, what's deceiving? Sometimes you come here, you get a woman in a strato 2 who's stunning.
Yeah.
And the foreigner, isn't able to differentiate between the different stratos and who might be out trying to rob or kill you. And a lot of these girls who are giving guys Scopolamine are not strato 5.
It's correct. Because that's the way they find money to keep the family afloat, to keep the food in their table, to came by, I don't know.
Well, there's a thing, right? I mean, there's other ways to do that, right? But they choose to use dating as their instrument of making money. And there's a thing that we talk about, the cultural fabric. A lot of the way the world operates here is, what can I get out of that person? How can I?
It's really heavy or hard to do it, because you know what? When the people go see on TV the narcos, Netflix and narcos, narcos everywhere. And the world think we are narcos here, and they're going to find everything like that. It's not like that. It's not good for us. Our country, he's suffering, but he's changing. And right now, we want to do the different things in different ways.
Well,
we're not narcos already. This is Colombia, and it's changing right now. We're no more narcos. We're no more prepagos. we're working on do it better.
But if we were walking through Parque Lleras, you wouldn't be saying this.
No, I can't
You know,
because
I think, Dre, in a way, I'm gonna call it out here with everybody watching. You're
Yep.
the typical paisa, which is save face. You know, in your culture, it's all about preserving face, and not only of yourself, of your country. So I can see this even when dating women here, right? What they were perceiving as criticism was really how Americans were just so above the table in our discussions. So when I would tell her, you know, Medellin says you can drink the water, but it's full of chlorine, because we had tested it on our own. The reason why you can drink the water, they put so much chlorine. And even FAM had told me that, one of the guys. And what did she say when she heard that? Why are you criticizing my city? You know, I'm trying to say to her, maybe you should stop drinking the water, right? Because I care.
yes.
And she hears, oh my God, you just said our water sucks.
Yes, it's a good point there, but the idea with this video is try to tell the people they're going to come to Colombia that we are changing, we are happy they having everyone here in Colombia, in Medellin, and if you guys had a good heart, you're going to enjoy this city. It's for everyone.
Yeah, it was fun. You know, when I was here, Andres and I would go to the stadium, watch a game. I think that's part of enjoying Medellin, is going to the games.
Let's go to the games.
Whenever I travel around the world, I go to soccer games, or even a baseball game in Japan, to experience the culture. You know,
You still loving the game? You still
I
playing
still
soccer?
go. I mean, even here, I'll go to the stadium while I'm here just to enjoy that part of the culture. It's so special, you know. And when I go to anywhere in the world, I'll go check a game.
That's one of the places when all the estratos can enjoy the same team because
well,
of feeling.
So I actually say that's the second place. The other place
Yes.
is Ciclovia.
Ciclovia. But the stadium, you can be estrato 1, estrato 6, and everybody's there join the game.
Yeah.
Join the game. So that's beautiful.
Got some musicians here,
That's good.
right? ¿Dónde eres? ¿Dónde? Nariño. We should talk about that diversity in Colombia. How you can go to Chocó, it's a totally different experience.
It is.
You can go to Barranquilla, very different, or to Monteria, or to Cúcuta, or yeah, it's just so much.
What happened in Colombia, we have a Pacific and Caribbean right here in Colombia. You can find them together in the same country. I think we are the ones in the world who has the two oceans.
The two.
Yeah, Caribbean and Pacific.
Yes.
The people here enjoy his culture and try to demonstrate with the music, with the dance. Everyone's here want to dance.
Sure.
You know,
Sure.
the police is here.
You can get the famous Medellin Mazamorra, the corn with the milk.
Mazamorra is delicious, man.
Let's go take a look.
It's really particular.
Very Antioqueña. The Mazamorra. Rice, no, milk with corn. A ver? Is rico? Corn with milk.
Maíz amarillo cocido.
Yellow
leche.
corn.
Right?
Yellow corn with milk.
Gracias.
And bocadillo, the bocadillo.
Well,
muchas
with,
gracias.
pan,
It's guava. Guava.
Huh.
The taste is
Mazamorra.
Mazamorra.
What do you love
So-
about living in Medellin, my friend? What do you love about living here?
I don't live here.
Where do you live?
I live in Florida.
Florida. Good for you.
So Philip,
You know, this guy seems quite happy from Florida living in.
there is a-
And is this your gym?
Buenas tardes. They have a different system because they have blocks of classes. If you want to train boxing, if you want to train running, yes.
But it's full training.
Yeah, let's go down because there is some stages
Sure.
Look at this. You can do Savage, you can do Jab and Tonic, Detroit, the garage. Let me show you. This is incredible. So, this is Savage. You can go through. Hola. Hola, perdón.
It's like a nightclub. Dre, it's like a nightclub.
Yeah, it is.
You know?
That's the concept.
Man,
So-
it's like, this is better than a nightclub because you can be sober and healthy.
Yeah, because
You don't have to drink.
You don't have to drink, just water. Your
Right.
water. There is, the name is Tonic. So the people in here is
Yeah.
doing loot and everything.
Wow, so you got the,
Yeah, hola.
check this out, guys.
¿Cómo
You have, all,
están?
you have all the weights here, some squat racks, bench
Look
press,
at the walls.
and there's a competition.
Yes. Look at this. Nice,
Oh,
man.
very cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You can box in here. Bah, 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 bah. It's beautiful, right?
Hey, Dre, are you still playing football?
I still play.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you hurt your knee.
I hurt my knee, both, but
Yeah.
I train every day to play 1 hour, 2 hours.
You played football in the USA?
And Italy too, in Rome.
Yeah.
I used
No, I gotta just mention, I'm gonna kind of give you some kudos here. Dre, one of the more beautiful way to how you played soccer, football, you know? Your footwork, beautiful.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
There's a style when somebody really masters the game. You know, anyone can go play and just play hard, and then play hard and play beautiful.
Yeah, thank you, Philip. I trained a lot for that. I'm 48, but I play soccer since 4 years old. So every day I train 5-6 hours.
Now this is
So-
football is Colombia. Colombia's football.
Nice.
Wow.
Because your freedom. And,
Hey, Dre, look at this gym. But you have to earn it because you got to go up 5 flights. I'm a little winded.
it's really nice in here. Look at it. You can enjoy it.
How are you, miss?
Yeah, man. Mucha.
Sí or no?
Philip, you want a coffee from here?
A coffee?
Yeah,
Sure.
there is coffee here.
You want one?
I want one.
Laurel es lo mejor, está realmente.
Hey, now check this out, though. Check out this guy, right? So we were talking earlier to Andres' esthetician. You start your workout with cafe. Muy colombiano. But hey, Dre,
No,
Dre,
no.
like
Philip.
she said, your esthetician, how men take care of themselves like uñas.
Oh yeah, right here.
You know?
The people is
Gets the manicure,
taking care
You know?
about the haircut,
Takes care,
the
haircut.
barb, the nails,
Yes.
everything.
right?
If you look him, everything fit.
Fit.
They're going to
No
modeling.
aggreso.
It's not going
No
to
grasa.
train. It's going to modeling,
Yeah.
like her.
Yeah,
Like to know her.
awesome.
It's the same thing.
How long you guys been married?
Ella es la que me habla en inglés.
¿Cuántos años?
¿Cuántos están casados?
Ah, no. Amigos, somos amigos.
De entrenamiento.
Amigos,
Se conocieron acá.
partners.
No, pero estamos entrenando juntos hoy.
¿Y por qué entrenan a las 2 de la tarde? ¿Hacen OnlyFans? ¿Qué hacen?
For this video, we're talking about things a gringo should know before they move to Medellin.
Ah, okay.
What would you say? How long you been here?
Since July.
And so that's 5 months.
Yeah, 3 or 4 months.
Oh, 4 months.
Yeah.
What do you wish you would have known before moving here?
Well, that's a tricky question. Maybe to bring along jeans, because the first days I always went out with the short jeans, and everyone was looking at me, and I thought, oh, it's so warm. Why is no one wearing short jeans? And I think it's just part of the culture, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Pants. Nice
Thank you, Robert, for your time.
Have a
Bye.
nice day.
Welcome. Bye-bye.
I'll say one thing. Even the Germans I meet in Thailand, I have yet to meet one that's not elated to be out of Germany right now. You know, Germany's going through their own things.
Yes.
The AFD, the immigration, the emigration, the integration, whatever it is, the businesses aren't what they once were. But anyway, all the Germans I meet that are out of Germany are so happy to be out of Germany.
We're working on it. I telling you before, we're working on it. And the things are changing for good. It's changing for good. We're going on the good way right now.
Yeah, let me give you an example though too, Dre. You know, we're sitting here in your neighborhood,
Yes.
and it's quite beautiful. and you say you're working on it, but it's a constant reminder wherever you look, there's police everywhere.
Yeah, yes.
And we just walked by 20 police women.
We just saw it.
So you're constantly reminded of the danger. And as a matter of fact, I have to call you out on something. Even your own people. What do they always tell me when I lived here? Everyone's a ladrón. Don't trust them. Everyone.
Yeah, I know that.
You know, they will tell you, even you told me at one point, be careful, cuidado los ladrones. And even they were calling their neighbors ladrón.
Yes, believe it, because when I met you 10 years before, man, you was traveling with your backpack, with a computer, your cell phone, in a bike, all the city.
And nothing ever happened, I got lucky. But what you just brought up is why I choose Asia.
Yes.
I can travel anywhere I want in Thailand, Taiwan, Japan. Backpack, cameras, everything. I've never even crosses my mind I'm gonna have a problem. But here I would never do that. And I like freedom. So I feel more free in Asia. And you asked, would I ever move back here? But the short answer is no, no way. Because I value a different way of life. It feels better to me. You know, I think when I was younger, I was naive. And I was more of a risk taker. Like you said, I used to ride my bike through Central at 10 p.m. at night. Because I was dating somebody in Calasanz. And where we'd go play soccer in Laureles.
In your bike,
Till 10, 11 p.m. And I would ride my bike back to Barrio Manila. And back then, Barrio Manila had no foreigners, just me. And I would ride through Central. I thought it was normal. Never had a problem. I got lucky.
It's not normal. You got lucky.
I got lucky. You guys always said, what are you doing?
That's good, Felipe. But the message is changing. We're working
on this topic, Dre, you keep saying you're working on it. You're telling me you and none of your friends ever use a prepago?
No, jamás. No.
Never?
Never. Why?
Okay, so give us your dating tips really quick. To date without having a prepago or paying for the grandmother?
No. The idea, Felipe, is here is more easily because you have your university friends, you have your job friends, so you have a community already. You go to the gym, it's really simple to connect with the people.
And are you having to support the female? Does she expect you to pay for her car or her apartment?
No, Felipe, no, because I think the relationship has to be in growth together. No support somebody, not to give money because they're going to stay there for the money, not for the love.
So this is a point that we disagree on. I think in general, women, all women around the world want security and they do expect some sort of support. Now, there are the women that have their own thing going on, but in fact, I would say the majority of them are hard to beat. That's why the guys come to Colombia to escape that.
Yes,
they don't want to be around a type A woman.
Yeah.
Not that all self-sufficient women are type A, but a lot of them are. And I think one reason they come here, they want a more gentle woman who, in fact, wants to play the gender role. And part of the gender role is helping support her in one way or another.
But one thing is be secure with the girls and support some things that are really important, like go out for lunch, pay some bills, but the other thing is pay for love. We're not paying for love here. We support our ladies, but we're not paying for love.
When you say support the ladies, in what capacity?
It's like if you guys go out to the dinner, you pay the bills. If you go, you pay the drinks.
Okay.
You pay the vacation.
So let's flip it. Let's go back to the muñecas at the gym. You know, those hot girls at the gym.
Yep.
They invest all their time in their body. They're not working. What are they doing for work and who's paying it?
Felipe, maybe they have a supporter.
You know, it's the supporter Colombian or Gringo?
Both. Healthy market. I really love to buy my things here because it's incredible. You can enjoy it a lot. Buenas tardes. Hola. Look at this, whatever you need.
Wow.
So, if you need...
smell it? Hey.
Yeah.
You can't smell it, obviously, on this, but it smells so nice in here. The herbs. It smells so fresh.
Herbs is fresh.
So you have all your fresh nuts.
You have everything.
You have all your, like, looks like frijole. all your legumes, very healthy, right?
Yes.
¿Está bien, sí o no? ¿Cómo está todo? ¿Y su trabajo qué es? What is your job?
Delivery.
Delivery. Okay, so you're picking up a delivery.
Soy Alejandro.
Yo creo que sí.
Hey Dre,
Espérame.
talk about this really quick.
Que no
Come
vayamos a
here.
entregar.
How convenient it is to have deliveries in the city. Rapid or?
¿Qué tan bueno es hacer deliveries en esta ciudad? ¿Es rentable?
Excelente.
Es excelente.
Yeah. You can have all deliveries in Colombia, never have to leave your home and avoid traffic, right?
En moto sí.
How much money does a delivery guy make every month?
¿Cuánto puedes hacer cada mes en este trabajo?
3 millones y medio, sino que yo invierto ambas cosas.
Cada día
Conduzco
cuánto?
pasajeros y
Okay. And how much do you make every day, one day, for both?
En a día. ¿Cuánto se hace al día con los dos?
la meta mía son 150 o 200 diarios.
150,000 pesos. It's like $40
Per
every
day.
Per day.
What about expenses?
Per day. ¿Y cuánto te gastas o cuánto para vivir? De esos...
No, like his gasolina y todo.
Por eso,
Gasolina 20 diarios.
20,000 diarios. Like
So,
$5.
at the fin of expenses,
Al fin, terminando los costos y todo, ¿cuánto te queda libre?
180 mil pesos.
180,000.
so $20
$20.
to $30 per day.
$20 per day.
And how many
Per
hours a day?
¿Cuántas horas al día trabajas? ¿Cuántas horas al día trabajas?
De 10 a 12 horas.
12 hours a day.
10, 12,
to 12. Wow, man.
Yeah.
Okay, you work your ass off.
Yeah.
Alejandro, sí, Alejandro.
Really
Thank you.
hard. Hasta luego.
Hasta luego,
Muchas
mucho
gracias.
gusto.
A hard worker.
Yeah. Dre, where are we going next?
We're going this way to get a store.
Hasta luego. Andres,
Yeah, man.
thank you, man.
Yeah, welcome.
You know, it's funny, we're out here at the stadium. You can see we have behind us, there's two main teams in Medellin, Nacional and
in
Deportivo.
Medellin. This is
And we have the stadium here behind us. But what's interesting, well, when there's a game inside, I'm going to put a clip on there right now, the game going on, the Clásico, just how passionate it gets and how cool, and why when any time someone's here or comes to visit, they need to go to a game. But one thing I noticed, Andres, just a few closing thoughts. Number one, thank you for sharing some experience as a local and taking me around your neighborhood. When I went to your neighborhood, Laureles, I did a quick search on it to get the latest information on it. And it came up like, is a cool city, blah, blah, blah. Time Out ranked it 2023. Now, what's interesting, the photo they used,
at the stadium.
well, it was a stadium right here, which really is not Laureles.
In Laurel. They have a mistake. There was an article in the Time Out magazine telling about the coolest neighborhood in the
But
world.
they only used the wrong neighborhood.
Yeah, because Laureles, when the picture are the stadium
Yeah.
and the places around the stadium.
But there's a couple other like little closing thoughts on my side about having lived here and even now. You know, one is they called it City of Eternal Spring. And I'm a little bit winded today and I was wondering why, right? More than usual. So I pulled up the air quality index. And the air quality is like over 100 today. It's really bad air quality in Medellin sometimes. It was almost a red. And then I was in the taxi. And I said to the taxi, Fabio,
Sí,
¿cómo es la aire hoy? How is the air today?
yo lo veo muy bien, yo lo veo muy claro. Posiblemente en las tardes haya lluvia, pero
Okay.
hoy está bien.
So Fabio says it's very beautiful, very clear. And ¿cómo sabes? ¿Cómo sabes que es muy claro? Claro.
Por la costumbre ya, todos los días yo veo.
But no chequeas por
No acostumbro
solo de
a
ojo.
solo lo que yo veo.
So he
Sí.
checks the air quality by visual. So I think, you know, guys, one of the problems we have here is all this traffic. But if you go online and check the air quality today, it's over 100. It's one of the worst in the world today. But Fabio, he's used to the culture, the custom. You check it with your eye. So you can see the taxi driver, the way he checked the air quality was
yeah.
a visual. But I had a little headache, winded, and it's because there was so much pollution today. But I think there is this thing in Medellin, and this video topic is things I wish I would have known before moving here. And I'll say it now, like a lot of the way that things are labeled here, the City of Eternal Spring, to me, it's not that great of weather, meaning there's actually a climate index, I'll put the link, that ranks cities for their climate. Medellin's like number 40 in the world.
40 in the world.
And it's not, it gets really hot here, and every day that I'm here, it's raining. You know, I mean, I come from the Bay Area in California where the weather is probably one of the best. It is one of the best in the world. And I think the air quality thing is another thing where, like today, it's at dangerous levels. But the government didn't say anything. The taxi driver doesn't know.
Because the people doesn't know, Felipe. The people here doesn't how they going to get this information? How they going to do a research to know the correct information?
Yeah, man.
We have to be more critical and try to
more critical, more transparent.
Yeah, more transparent and try to learn, trying to find the problem and say, hey, there is the problem. Let's find out a possible solution.
Yeah,
that's the thing what we have to do.
As we talk, let's go get a fresh orange juice, huh? Real quick. One of my favorites in Medellin, Salpicón. It's like papaya, mango, orange, and we have a fresh orange juice. You know, cheers, Dre. Thank you,
cheers,
man.
My friend. Thank you.
You know, one thing I'm just gonna say that is we were talking on camera and off camera. What you're able to say off camera is different than on camera, and it's important because I talked about it earlier.
Yep.
About saving face, and whether you're dating here, whether you're doing business, whatever it is, it's one reason I love America. It's because everything's above the table and it's transparent. We talk about our weaknesses and we are openly discussing things that we know are problems. And no fault against Medellin, but I feel like you kept saying earlier that we're changing. For change to ever truly happen, you have to put all the shit on the table. This is the mascot portion.
Oh, mascot, because I mean, with those guys, they're local and they're here, and the thing is, we want to give everyone the cautionary tale of what can happen. But
that's right.
But the reality
watch out
is,
for our guys.
Yeah, but the reality is this: I'm from Fort Lauderdale. I lived in Atlanta for a long time. Yeah, I've been robbed in Atlanta, and you know. So at the same time, but the difference is,
I've had all my stuff robbed in Vegas.
Yeah, the kids, I don't know people that got hurt while they're being robbed.
That's the difference.
The biggest thing here is the people going, look, I just want the phone.
That's right.
I just want the wallet. I don't want to hurt you. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. And that's the one thing here what guys want. Look, just be careful.
Give it.
Just be
they
careful.
will shoot you.
Yeah.
And the other thing, the Scopolamine will kill you.
That is happening.
You know, and it's happened a lot more than what is reported.
Yeah.
I'm in my Poblado taxi ride with Alexander.
Sí, señor.
Alexander, mucho gusto. Los colombianos usan prepagos. Do the Colombian guys use prepagos, prepaids?
Pocos usan prepagos en Colombia. Ellas prefieren el extranjero.
Oh, they prefer foreigners.
Sí, señor.
Okay, but the question for you and all Colombians that prepagos estaban aquí mucho antes que lleguen los extranjeros.
Sí, señor.
The prepagos were here much further past before the foreigners arrived. So I think it's común en la cultura de Colombia.
Sí, es común.
Es como normal.
Sí, es normal, es algo normal.
La cultura de prepago.
Sí, señor.
Pero who is the fault for parquilleros? Porque parquilleros están, no sé, buta y droga.
Droga.
¿Por qué?
¿Por qué? No sé, de pronto tienen más facilidad de pronto como ahí se centra el turismo, entonces hay turismo que llega en busca de droga, de mujeres.
The tourists, they look for...
No todo el turismo.
No, pero mucho.
Pero sí, una gran mayoría viene de ese...
Si un colombiano va para un prepago, ¿dónde va?
Hay diferentes, por ejemplo, las encuentras en la calle o algunas están en casas donde...
En casas.
Eso, sí, donde tú...
¿En qué barrio?
No, aquí mismo también, en el poblado. También inclusive tú puedes aquí buscar, te dan en la calle, te dan una cartita, un papel, lugar donde puedes ir a buscar.
Muy
chicas.
bien.